Hello everyone, today we are going to see how to create this screen LED text effects that you can see in here using Adobe Photoshop. We'll start off by creating the LED screen pattern from scratch, and then we'll create our text and we'll apply the effects using smart objects. Alright, fantastic, so let's get to it. Alright, so open Adobe Photoshop and we're gonna start off by creating the pattern that we'll be using to create this LED light text effect. So we'll go to File, New. I'm gonna put 50 pixel in the width and 50 pixel in the height, and in the resolution I will keep it 300 and RGB in the color mode, and I will press OK. Alright, now the pattern that we want to create is made of red, green and blue. That's RGB. So in every screen monitor, if you really zoom in, you will find these three colors. So we're gonna try to create it. So we'll go and choose this rectangle tool in here, and I'm gonna create a rectangle just like this. And of course there are many ways to create this pattern, but I'm gonna try to go as easy as I can. So I'm gonna double click to this rectangle. I'm gonna choose red color and I will press OK. Now if I press Alt, I can make a copy of this rectangle. So I'm gonna press Alt and drag it into the right, just like this. I'm gonna change the color of it to a green color. I'm gonna choose this green in here, just like that, and I will press OK. And again I'm gonna press Alt and make a copy just like that, and again double click and I'm gonna choose a blue color this time. Alright, and I will press OK. Alright, now I'm gonna try to put a little bit of light in the center of each color in here. So we'll go back and I'm gonna choose a rounded rectangle tool this time, and I'm gonna create a light color in here. So I'm gonna create a rectangle just like that, and I'm gonna keep it white, but I will go to filter, blur. I'm gonna choose Gaussian blur and I will press OK, and I will give it 0.8 or 7 pixel, and I will press OK, and then I'm gonna reduce the opacity around 60%, and I'm gonna create another copy of it so I can put it to the green color and again to the blue color in here. Alright, now I'm gonna select all these rectangles in here, and I will right click and choose convert to smart object. So now if I double click to this smart object, it will open in a new window in here that will find it perfectly colored in here. But I'm gonna grab the crop tool again, and I'm gonna get rid of this space in here, just like that, and then top a little bit, just like so, and I'm gonna press enter. Now I would go to edit. I'm gonna choose define pattern and I will call it LED light pattern, and I will press OK. Alright, now we'll close these windows in here. Alright, now we'll go to file, new. I'm gonna put 1600 in the width and 900 in the height. I'm gonna keep it 300 in resolution and color mode RGB, and I will press OK. Alright, now I'm gonna create a new background. So we'll go and choose solid color. I'm gonna choose this dark gray, and I will press OK, and I will just delete this white background. And now I'm gonna apply the pattern that we just created. So we'll go and choose pattern, and as you can see in here we have the pattern that looks really cool, and I will press OK, and I will change the blending mode to multiply, and as you can see we have it looks like a black LED screen in here. Alright, now I will go and grab the texture. You'll find this texture down in the description below, so just download it, and I'm gonna take it and open it in here. I'm gonna press Ctrl T so I can make it a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna press enter. And then I'm gonna change the blending mode to soft light, and I will make it a little bit in the opacity around 70%. This will add this kind of pixel that we have in the screen, as you can see. Alright, now we'll go and choose the type tool. The font I will be using is called Myriad Pro. So I will one click, I'm gonna type LED light, and I'm gonna press Ctrl T, and I will make it bigger, just like this. Alright, around here, and I'll press Ctrl A, and I'm gonna center it like this, and Ctrl D to deselect. Alright, now I'm gonna double click to this text, and the layer side will open. I'm gonna give it an outer glow, so I'm gonna keep the blending mode screen. On the opacity I will put 60%, and the color I'm gonna change it to this white color, and I'm gonna make the size around 50 pixel, just like that, and I will press OK. Now I will right click and choose convert to smart object. This way you can easily go back and edit the text wherever text you want without going through the whole effects again. So I would go to filter, I'm gonna choose blur, Gaussian blur, and I will give it 2 radius pixel in here, and I will press OK, and I will go back to filter again, and this time I'm gonna choose motion blur, and I'm gonna make the angle 90 and the distance 10 pixel, and I will press OK, and I will go back to filter again, but this time I will go to pixelate mosaic in here, and I'm gonna put 5 square in the cell size in here, and I will press OK. Alright, now I will double click to this smart object, but not in this text in here in the middle, but in here, so the layer side will open. I'm gonna give it the same pattern that we just created, so I will go and change it to this pattern in here, but I'm gonna make the scale 50%, just like that, and I will press OK. Alright, now I'm gonna make a copy of this text. I'm gonna press Ctrl J, and I will get rid of these filters in here, and I'm gonna make the fill 0%, and then I'm gonna double click to this FX icon in here, and I'm gonna uncheck pattern overlay, and I will go to the gradient overlay in here. I'm gonna change the gradient colors. I'm gonna change the black to a red color, and the white to a blue color. Alright, and I'm gonna change the blending mode to color, and I will make the angle around 45 and the scale 120, and I will press OK. And as you can see, this will give it this really cool light color to the text in here. Alright, so we're almost done. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of adjustments on the top. So we'll go and choose curves, and I'm gonna darken it a little bit, and I'm gonna put a little bit of highlights. Alright, just like that. And then the last thing that we're gonna apply is a hue saturation color. So we'll go and choose hue saturation, and this way we can change the hue to whatever color we want in this hue slider in here. So I'm gonna just choose whatever color I want. As you can see, the color changes just like that. I think this looks good. Alright, now if I want to change the text, I can just easily by just double click to this smart object, and then I'm gonna double click to the text and change it to whatever text I want. Let's see, maybe subscribe, and I will make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm gonna press Ctrl S. I can save it, and as you can see, we'll have it in here saved as a LED light text effect. Alright, so I hope that you like and you enjoyed this tutorial and it was a little bit helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe and comment, and wait for more tutorials to come, and have a nice day. Thank you for watching.